Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. On this channel, we're going to be making a paint booth out of these clear plastic sheeting, and it's going to be like a big square thing. I'm going to have a tunnel that's going to shoot out to the window so I can have my fan blowing all that crud out. So let's get started. Alright, so first thing is first is we are going to see what we're working with here. So it's very thin, but it should do the trick, is what I'm hoping for. So I've been kind of just thinking about it, and what I'm going to do is right where the loft is, right above here, where those planks of wood are that are shooting across, what I plan on doing is taking the plastic going from, like, say, like that corner right there, running across the top here, and then ending over there in that corner, just so that way that stuff's protected and I still have good visibility of these LED lights, because this is a little bit, you know, smoky type. It's not completely, you know, clear to be able to 100% get out of these lights what I want to get out of them. So we're gonna come from the beam, we're gonna go back, and I think I'm gonna do is hang them up on those bicycles that are up there, and just have the sheet just drop down. So that will take care of pretty much the top and then the back. And then on the sides, what I can do is get like a little X-Acto knife, take the plastic and like cut a little slit in it, zip tie it, and just drape it down onto the sides, and then cut a little square out in the plastic and create like a little type of tunnel going that way. I don't know if I'm gonna have to make it like wicked tight to be able to make it do that, or I'm gonna have to get something to have it stand on, like maybe get like a ladder and put the ladder right there and have it like drape down and out, so that way it would go out, but I have to take that AC unit out of the window and put that fan in the window as well. So let's get to it. Alright, so far the ceiling came on pretty good. I mean, it sags down because of the garage door opener, whatever. And then thank God I have these, because then I would have to drive staples into the drywall. And who knows if that extra like boom boom would crack it. Who knows. But so far so good. I mean, it sags down a little bit, but it's okay to be able to, you know, go around the sides and get on the top a little bit. I'm not gonna have it so far this way where it's all sagging down. I'm gonna have it more towards the back because of all the LED lights, so it can really shine down and I can see pretty good. But so far pretty good. It's not coming out that bad. Honestly, it's not. So the next thing now is I'm gonna have to get some sheeting and go down on the sides and down on the back. And then that's pretty much it, because in the front, I'm not gonna worry about too much because the door's already gross enough, and I mean, like, I'm not gonna worry about that too much. Alright, let's get to it. Alright, I mean, doesn't look that bad. So, that bird's so loud. So you got the side wall that's right here. We have the back wall, we have the other side wall, and then we have the ceiling, which is right there. If I were to go like in the corner here and do like a little wraparound type of thing, like everything for the most part is pretty much covered pretty well, and it is pretty tight for the most part. Once I turn on that fan, everything pretty much gets sucked out that way, and I know that because all this starts to get wicked tight. So that's what I want, to suck it all out, get all that overspray and crud out of here. Makes it a lot easier so it doesn't settle back down onto the paint as well. The only thing that kind of is a bummer is this It's because the garage door opener. So I'm gonna have to position the Jeep properly in here to see what I can do for getting on the roof and whatnot. But yeah, so next step would be to remove the Mustang, get the Jeep back in, and get it all positioned and whatnot, and then get all my materials all out here laid out onto the table, so it makes it easier for me to grab and go type of thing. So the paint booth that I've made is holding up pretty good. So far so good. It's holding up just from staples and tape. And with the wind blowing in a little bit from when I'm standing to, you know, vent out through the big door, it's not getting knocked down by the wind or anything like that. It's holding up pretty good. And it's really good that I did this, because I wish that I did the floor, like I put down a sheet or something like that, because a lot of the overspray and a lot of the sanding from the primer and whatnot, you know, settled on the floor, and I'm gonna have to power wash it. But I don't know if you can tell, but like all this, if I were to come off, there's a whole bunch of the primer and the overspray, the overspray from the primer from just settling down, and then from me sanding as well. So it is pretty much really good when I take this down. Everything's gonna be clean. The walls are all gonna be clean except the ceiling, except minus the floor, which is nice and easy. I can just power wash it, boom, right out and into the road. So alright guys, so that is it. It is complete. I'm absolutely baffled of how it came out. Really good. You guys are gonna see it in the next video. But to talk about the homemade built paint booth made out of painter's plastic sheeting and everything, it worked phenomenal. I highly recommend it, and this is the reason why I highly recommend it. You see all this? It's all blue pretty much. Some areas it has a white film on it, that's the clear coat. The blue is the base coat, and then I have some a little bit of a tan stuff on it. I don't know how well you can see it in here, but trust me, it is absolutely everywhere. I don't know if this is even coming in well, but it's all hazy and stuff and whatnot. You know, it came out pretty good. It held up pretty good. It works pretty well with painter's tape, zip ties, and staples. It doesn't rip at all. The wind was even blowing in here and whatnot, and it's prevailed. It's done really well. Definitely recommend it. I'm gonna do this next time. The one thing I do recommend is, well, the floor. You might definitely want to think about putting down a tarp, but it all comes up pretty I think it's just the powder, you know, so I hope it all comes out. I'll power wash to get it all out. You know, it should work out pretty well. But I mean, it worked really well, and I had a setup where I'm starting taking it down, but where I had it all taped to the fan. You can see how the fan is like all blue and chalky and whatnot from the base coat and the clear coat and everything. And I had it blowing right out the window, and it worked as a great effect because very little stuff fell down back on my paint job, and it all went right out the window and outside, which is phenomenal. That's what you want. You don't want stuff settling back down on your paint. And it worked out really well because some people, they take the garage door, and what they do is with the garage door is they'll have, you know, the door, it'd come down, you know, to a certain point, and you have big box fans that blow the stuff back out. Which, don't get me wrong, that works out great. Ventilating, get it out, get it away from the car, get it away from you, and that works out great. But the thing is that there's a huge gap that goes all around on the bottom, unless you know you have tape. The sheeting that comes down, like what I do here, all up and around me. I guess that would work. I didn't think of that, but the window, I had it all taped up around it to get it out, but I didn't want to have the box fan come down because, you know, I'm sorry, I have the garage door come down on the box fan, because if you have it like that, there's still a huge gap unless you use the, you know, the paper sheeting, but that huge gap makes freaking bugs come in. Those little tiny annoying gnats that all they do is to live for is to annoy you. So they just come in and they'll ruin your paint job, and that's just, yeah, you can sand it out if it's in the clear coat. The base coat, you're not gonna get it if you clear it right away. But the thing is, the matter of fact is that this paint booth worked out phenomenal. Now it's just time to take it down. So let's get to that.
Doing it in a well-ventilated area because holy cow, all that dust is now just coming down. You don't want to breathe that in. You don't even want to get it in your eyes. But I'm in a good ventilated area where it's pretty much just going to get out. So just be careful. Yeah. Talking like this, I kind of feel like the crocodile hunter and those things like, whoa, that's the deadliest snake, one of the most deadliest snakes in the world. I'm gonna go poke it.
Every episode, hey, all you doing? Look over there, right there, there's a tiger. That tiger weighs 800 pounds and it could kill a man in 10 seconds. I'm gonna touch it. Hi, tiger! Oh, he's angry! He's angry! Next episode, hey, that's a king cobra, the most venomous snake in all the planet. One bite and I'm dead. I'm gonna pick it up. He's angry! If he really wanted people to think he was out there, man, America, we should have borrowed him and sent him to Iraq. With no gun, just a camera crew. You imagine how bad that would have freaked out the enemy? You know, you're freaking a soldier working for Al Qaeda and you're out there, you know. And he's walking towards them wearing shorts. And he's walking up to him. Hey, look over there. That's an Al Qaeda member. An Iraqi soldier, one of the most dangerous creatures in all the planet. One push of a button and I'm gone. I'm gonna poke him with a stick.
It's like one of those things. That's what I feel like when I'm talking about, listen, all this deadly stuff. Yeah, alright. Now, I'm gonna go spray this stuff out of here to help get it out. You know, I don't know if I'm making this any better or not, but I like to think I am. I don't know.
Alright, now everything's down. I blew everything up, so it's probably in the air going to my lungs right now. I'm just kidding. I wore this and it pretty much went out. I don't see any more clouds in here, but this is the aftermath. You know, we got our paint filters, you know, our clear, our activator, all of our wipes, our grease wipes, our tack rads, our tape, our paper, our plastic, you know, all that stuff. Just makes you want to just jump in this big, you know, soft cloud of chemicals and whatnot. I'm just kidding, I don't. But, you know, so, yeah, now it's time to power wash this garage right on out and dispose of this stuff in the trash can. Alright, so let's continue. All set and done. It was kind of like an all-day thing, on and off, picking up. So definitely worthwhile putting up the tarp. Makes a mess when you take it down, though. Make sure you wear a mask and whatnot. The blue, you know, is still all around on the floor and whatnot, but nothing much you can do about that besides put a tarp down. The XJs in the garage still curing a little bit. The clear coat has to harden. It's a mixed batch online, you know, 12 to 24 hours, depending on the ambient temperature, depending on what you use, depending on how you paint it. And some people say 2 weeks, some people say a couple months. It's just a mixed batch, so I had it out in the sun today baking, you know, helping it feel like further cure more, but now it's back in the garage because it's supposed to rain tonight and all day tomorrow, even though it would beat up really nice in that fresh clear. I want it out of the weather. I want it to fully cure before I put it out inside in the weather. But alright, so XJ's in, Mustang's in, and that is it for tonight. So thank you so much for watching. Like, share, subscribe, you do whatever you want, and thank you for watching.